Hello, my gems. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's Crystal, the Mother Gem. Welcome, welcome. So, today we will be discussing how to remain feminine, although you may be a solo mama, a single mama, single mother, divorced mama, whichever term you are comfortable with. If you're a single parent, these are some tips on how to honor your femininity, okay? So, oftentimes when single mothers are asked about their plight or their experience with single parenthood, I hear a lot of, oh, I have to play both roles. Now I have to be the mom and the dad. I have to be the masculine and the feminine. And I don't exactly agree with that. Here's why. First things first, when we hear single fathers talking about their experience with single parenthood, I don't ever hear them saying, oh, now I have to be the mom and the dad. Now I have to be more feminine. The reason why I'm so feminine is because the mom is not around. I don't hear them saying that. They are simply men in their masculine, or hopefully they are in their masculine, and they just happen to be raising a child. Yes, they may have to have more emotional intelligence in certain areas, being that the feminine energy is not there, like the core feminine is not there, which should be represented by the mother. But I don't hear men saying that, oh, I have to play both roles. And I think that most solo mamas should take that sentiment on. You don't have to be a man and a woman now that you're doing the parenthood thing, or you're raising a child alone. You can still be in your feminine. You don't have to be the sacrificial lamb and destroy your femininity, which would really be destroying yourself and causing confusion in your children, more confusion than is going to be caused by being a single parent. I just don't agree with that. And I really refuse to become more masculine to try to raise a child. If anything, you should be focusing more on the many ways that you can represent a good, solid, feminine woman to your children, so that if you have a girl, a baby girl, or if you have a female child, she will know what to be like. She will mirror your actions. And if you have a male child or a little boy, then he will know what to look for in a future partner. But it really does a disservice for everyone, for you as a mother to be now having to embody what you think is masculinity. It causes confusion, and you're going to end up emasculating. If you have a boy, you're going to end up emasculating him, and he will be constantly seeking a woman when he's older that will act out that same emasculation. So it's way better if you just are a woman and you honor that and you are solid in your femininity and your womanhood. I have a list of 11 tips on how to be more feminine, or how to remain in your femininity, and how to remain in your femininity, although you are wearing many hats and doing all of the things. So let's get into today's topic. Write this down. I suggest you write it down. So I hope you have something to write on, something to write with. Grab a little drinky drinks, a little lemon water, whatever you like. And let's get into today's topic. So the first tip I have for honoring your femininity while being a solo mama is get comfortable with asking for help and accepting help when it is given to you. So a lot of us want to do everything on our own, but, and I will be emphasizing this throughout the full duration of this video, you are doing a job that is meant for 2 or more people by raising your children, okay? They say it takes a village, so it really takes more than 2 people to raise a child, okay? So if you're doing it all by yourself or doing it with less assistance, Obviously, you're going to need help. You're going to need help sometimes, and you shouldn't feel ashamed about it, and you shouldn't feel bad for asking. And maybe you don't want to ask, but when it's offered, definitely take it. Give yourself lots of grace. And it's also a feminine habit to have, to accept help. You know, you don't want to ever send the message that, yes, I can do it all on my own. That may be true, but why would you do it all on your own when you can have some assistance? There are married people, which obviously that is a two-parent home, who still need help with their children. So imagine you, one person, or one person and a few friends, whatever it is, or one person and some family. You're going to need help sometimes, and I encourage you to lean into that instead of leaning away from that. Accept help always. Number 2, take mental breaks as needed. So whether this be you running into another room during a toddler tantrum where you've done everything you can and you just need a little break, take your break. Go into another room, do some deep breathing, whatever it is you need, or if you need to just like call a friend or a family member or whatever it is, take mental breaks. If you have the opportunity to wake up earlier in the morning to do your self-care or work out or do some yoga or whatever it is that makes you feel more relaxed and more like yourself, do that. Number 3, prioritize your rest and your self-care and your pampering. It's very important. You should really be putting this on the forefront because as a solo mama, you have a unique responsibility to yourself because there isn't necessarily anyone who's taking care of you. And in everyone's situation is different, but in many situations, you are all your child has. If you go down, your child goes down. And that is a huge responsibility. And many of us feel the full weight of that. And therefore, it's so important to take care of yourself. If you need to do your skincare, do your skincare. If you have to stay up a little later to take an everything shower at the end of the day and moisturize your whole body, whatever it is that makes you feel happy, or do a face mask, or rest. You know, the thing is, you know, all of the self-care regimens, like that's nice and everything, but really your rest is your best medicine. I understand that some of us like to doom scroll at the end of the night, and like the reason why, or a brief psychology behind that. Well, first of all, doom scrolling is when if you're a parent of young children or toddlers, typically they say that you like to, at the end of the night when your child is finally asleep, you like to go on social media or just kind of like mindlessly scroll through social media, which is also not very healthy. But the reason why you do that is because you're trying to kind of reclaim your sense of self because you've been devoted to your child's needs all day, or your work obligations all throughout the day, and this is really your only sacred time, and a lot of us only have energy to just scroll. And there's no shame in that. It's normal, and it's okay. But instead of, if you find yourself kind of in the cycle of doom scrolling and then going to bed really late and then not being super refreshed the next morning and ready for the day, then just stop doing that. If you find yourself to be scrolling, just say to yourself, I deserve rest. I'm deserving of some rest, and rest is going to do more for me than scrolling on social media or making mega lists of what you have to do, or mega to-do lists, or trying to get ahead for the next day. Sometimes it's better to just go to sleep and then start the next day earlier, and that way you've had your good night's rest and you're able to think clearly in the morning. And I find that that's better for me, but do as you wish. And of course, your schedule will also change. There are going to be times that waking up early is paramount or works better for you, and there will be times where staying up late to get things done works better for you. So just listen to your body, give yourself grace, allow yourself to change as the seasons change and as the various demands in your life also adjust and change. You can make adjustments where necessary. Yeah, it's important for you to pamper yourself because, like, if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it. And you also don't want to become a parent that is like emotionally, or you don't want to make your child feel like they're emotionally indebted to you. Like, you should be taking care of yourself. That's just the reality of the situation, and you should find it to be enjoyable. You should invest in your self-care and your pampering. Make sure you set up childcare. You can go get a massage for yourself, for example, or go get some baby Botox if you want to do that. Do something nice for yourself that will make you feel beautiful, feminine, soft, and worthy. And it's fun to pamper yourself. You'll get into the habit at first. Of course, you will be dealing with some level of mom guilt and feeling like, oh, maybe I should be allocating these funds to something else, but you can just budget accordingly, and when you're doing your budgets, do not omit your self-care and your pampering. Factor it in. Even if even if self-care for you, depending on your budget, means buying a pack of M&Ms or a Kit Kat or like whatever, just make sure you do something nice for yourself and do it consistently, because you do deserve that, and you are more susceptible as a solo parent you're more susceptible to burnout. So you have to be mindful of that. And anytime you're feeling like you're approaching burnout, just reel it in and get back to your self-care habits. Number 4, make yourself and your child presentable when running errands. Or when you're even doing domestic work around the house, just make sure you guys look really nice. You never know when you will get a visitor, so on and so forth. But especially when you're going outside in society, walking around or running errands, whatever it is that you may be, it doesn't have to be super fancy, but just make sure you're overdressed, and also make sure your child looks phenomenal at all times. If you're having a rough day, which is understandable and perfectly normal, taking a few extra minutes to make sure that you look presentable and your child also looks presentable will cause you to have a boost in confidence. You're going to look at your child and say, wow, they look so nice. And it could also possibly boost your social interactions. So when you're having the worst of days, it always is nice when you look in the mirror and you see that you look great and you look so sexy and put together and classy. It will just make you feel a little better. It might not make the problem go away, of course, but having it together externally will, I believe it really will affect you internally, and you might have a great day. Like, people will probably compliment you and say, wow, you look great, or I love your shoes, love your dress, your makeup is fire, and those little social interactions can transcend you into a better state of mind, and it'll make you feel better. It doesn't matter what you're doing, dress up and dress well. Always be overdressed. And I always say that because, like, it's just something I live by, and it's a goal to have. Yes, motherhood is messy sometimes, and it's really hard to do that, but I feel like that's something that you have to do. You can't, there's no leeway on this one, and it will help you. It will help you, and it will help your child as well. So always dress up and dress well. Number 5, stay connected and grounded in your body. And some ways to do that is by practicing yoga, dancing. You can sign up for a dance class, make sure you're working out or stretching, spending time in nature. Practicing your meditation is also a good way to be able to reflect back in on yourself. There are good ways for you to be more in touch with your playful, soft, mischievous, and even sexual side. So you don't want to be too disconnected from your body, which can happen with doing the same thing every day or having kind of like a repetitive schedule, this can cause you to be super disconnected from your body. So a way to be reconnected is by doing movements, stretching, taking care of your body, speaking life into your body, all of that fun stuff. Affirmations. Number 6, treat yourself well. Spoil yourself no matter what. Fight through the mom guilt. Make sure you are making spoiling you a habit. Number 7, do what you can and respect your honest efforts. Even if you're not having the best day or you haven't completed everything on your to-do list, it's important for you to know that you tried your best and to give yourself props for doing that. Number 8, get rid of the negative self-talk. No excuses. You cannot beat yourself up. You are not in the position to beat yourself up. You can only afford to bring yourself up and elevate yourself with your words. Number 9, give yourself permission to slow down and or work at a slower pace. So this ties into femininity very much so, and I have spoken about this in a previous video. I don't remember which one, but I think it was the feminine tips video. So scroll down and watch that if you haven't already tuned in. You want to make sure that you're slowing down whenever it's necessary. Women are built differently than men. Men are hardwired to work like all the time. And if they're healthy, of course, like they're wired to work. Women, we have a different cycle where we are not built to work every day, all day, every day. So being a solo parent, you have more on your plate than the average woman. As a feminine woman, you really need to give yourself permission to slow down, work at a slower pace. Tell yourself that it will get done. I just need to slow down for my own well-being. Again, you are one person doing a job that was meant for 2 or more people. So it's okay for you to slow down, okay? Number 10, keep your mind sharp by reading and learning new skills. You can learn a new language. You can subscribe to YouTube channels like this one that will give you encouraging tips to just level up. You can focus on your growth. You can go back to school if you would like. You can do a program, or you can get certified in a you can get certified in a certain area so that you can grow within your field. You just want to keep yourself sharp and not just like, you know, doing baby talk all day. Read books on various topics so that when you are in social settings, you can speak about other things other than your child, because as much as we love our babies and we can sit and talk about them all day, most people don't care that much, and you have to be able to bring another topic to the table other than, oh my goodness, look at what my toddler is doing now. As exciting as it is, other people are not going to be that into it. I mean, they'll pretend and say, wow, that's great, but just make sure you're keeping up with the times, you're understanding what's happening in the world outside of your motherhood experience. Number 11, seek support groups and find mommy friends. So it's important to make other mom friends so that you guys can just mom out together. And there are so many resources where you can find support groups that consist of moms or people that you're just trying, or the type of people who have experiences similar to yours. Definitely get into that. Do some research to see what resources are available in your area so that you can be connected to your community and to other people in society who may have so many similarities to you. So do the research and definitely seek support from other people. So that concludes my list. These are, again, 11 tips for you to be more feminine. Although you may be a solo mama, I just want to remind you that you're doing such a good job. You are such a good mama, and your baby loves you, or your babies love you, and you just have to keep going. You're not the first woman to be in this position. It may feel like that, like your situation is so unique, and it is in its own way, but there are so many other women throughout history who have had to do exactly what it is that you're doing with actually less resources. And I don't say that to take away from whatever you're experiencing, but you are not the only person to go through this, okay? And you got this. You are built to love on your children. You are built to be a mother. And I just want to tell you that you're doing such a good job. But make sure you're taking care of yourself, because I know you're taking good care of your kiddos. Don't be afraid to pour into yourself. And the more you do it, the easier it gets, I promise. So I'm going to end this video here. Stay safe. Bye.